I'm devastated. My heart is broken. He will not get away with murder again for the second time.
Welcome back, guys. I trust you've been staying safe. Today's true crime story is evidence that there are some demons living among us. This is the true crime story of a 56-year-old man who was out on a bond for a gun-related crime, and he had actually served some time in prison for a murder he did as a teenager and had just been released in 2017. But after being released on bond for the gun-related crime, he decided that he was just going to go off the charts by going to his ex-girlfriend's house, taking the life of her current boyfriend, and then following on to take the life of his ex-girlfriend. Who is this guy? What was his motive? If you are ready for this true crime story, just buckle up and let's go. Welcome back. Now, before we get into today's true crime story, kindly support our campaign against femicide by going on to the comment section and just leaving a comment saying, please stop the femicide, or hashtag say no to femicide. Additionally, kindly subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet done so, and if you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much. We appreciate the support. Now, today's true crime story, I'm sure the devil would even be surprised. So, this convicted murderer was out on bond in a pending gun case, and at this point, one would think that this man, especially since he was 56 years old, would have found wisdom, would have found understanding, would have found perspective and insight after having served prison term for a murder he did when he was a teenager and being released just 2017. And then he was actually arrested again for a gun-related charge and was out on bond wearing an ankle monitor. But all this did not really make any positive impact as far as his thought process and decision making is concerned, because this 56-year-old man by name Stephen Horton decided that he had a score to settle. Who did he have the score to settle with? It was none other than his ex-girlfriend and her new boyfriend. So indirectly, he was going to engage in a crime of passion. So this guy decided that he was going to take his vengeance out on his ex-girlfriend by name Tamera Washington, who is just 26 years old, and her 51-year-old boyfriend by name Norman Redden. So they both resided at South Chicago in the United States of America. Now, when Stephen Horton got to the apartment, he let himself in with a key. It's not yet clear how he got this key, whether he had this key at the time they were dating, or he used the master key, or he used any other key and tried to fidget the lock and gained access. That has not been clearly explained, but some way, somehow, he had a key and he was able to get inside the house. Now, when he got inside the house, this was around 2 a.m. and he allegedly let himself into Tamera Washington's home, and at this point, he was carrying a 9mm handgun. He went straight to the bedroom, and when he got there, he saw Tamera's new boyfriend in bed. What did he do? He just took out the gun and he took the guy's life. Then he turned his focus onto Tamera, the 26-year-old woman. Now, at this point, Tamera is also a mother of 2 daughters. Her daughters, very little girls, beautiful girls at that, were now aware of what was going on in the house and had run to hide. This didn't even soften the resolve or heart of Steve Horton. Instead, he was still adamant and resolved in the pursuit of his vengeance. He ran after Tamera, who also did her best to escape from him by running outside. and this still did not hinder what Stephen wanted to do. Now, after he had shot Tamara's new boyfriend, he chased her down and she ran outside as her kids hid under the stairwell. At this point, Stephen attacked Tamara outside, pounced on her, physically assaulted her, and ended her life by hitting a rock on her head. Her uncle came out, a 63-year-old man, and trying to sort of intervene. And again, Stephen attacked this guy with his gun. He actually fired 2 shots, but the man was not hit, but he feigned as though he had been hit. And at this point, the neighborhood was awake and people just started chasing after this guy. So just like that, after everything he had been through, and the fact that he even had his ankle monitor on at the time, he had just taken the lives of 2 people and even attempted to take the life of a 3rd person, that's Tamera's uncle. And in so doing, he has taken a mother from 2 beautiful daughters. He has taken a daughter and a niece and a family member from a loving family, all because of his fit of rage and vengeance. Now, at this point, he took to his heels and he was given a hot pursuit. After a short chase, he was arrested. Now, he is being charged with murder and attempted murder, and the judge, Judge Kelly McCarthy, ordered that Horton is held without bail during his hearing. Now, at the time of the killings, Horton was out on bond in a pending unlawful use of a weapon by a felon case that had happened in January 2023 at a traffic stop. So it seems this guy was on a short fuse. And to think that he had his GPS ankle bracelet on and he was still able to do this. So I think this is going to be an open and shut case, because his GPS monitor will place him at the scene, and the numerous eyewitnesses who saw him do what he did, especially with regards to taking the life of Tamera outside. I don't think this guy has any way to slither through, and I don't think any lawyer, no matter how good the lawyer is, can actually save him from this one. There are people who are expecting that he would get the worst punishment available to bring some form of closure to the family of Tamera. Now, it is being recalled that Steve Horton was actually convicted of a murder in 1983 as a teenager, and he was sentenced the following year in prison to life. But then, after the US Supreme Court ruled in 2012 that life sentences without parole for juveniles were unconstitutional, he was resentenced to 60 years in prison. So based on this, he ended up being released in 2017, which is just about almost 6 years ago. And he managed to get himself again involved in a case, a gun-related violence case at the traffic stop. And when he had been released on bond as the case was pending, he decided to go and exact vengeance on Tamera. It is being suspected that he likely did this as a result of whatever jealousy he felt towards her, especially since she had moved on and gotten a new guy. There's one thing though that some people were also a bit curious about with regards to the age gap between Tamera and her fiancés. She was just 26 years old, but her fiancé, Steve Horton, or let me say her ex-fiancé, was 56, and the current guy she was with, whose life was also taken alongside hers, was 51. That's quite of a wide age gap. But this is my opinion. When it comes to love, hey, everybody has their preferences. As long as it's not illegal, I don't think anybody has the right to judge. And my heart goes out to her family, especially her kids and her loved ones. I wish them the strength to go on. I'm hoping that the verdict would be that Stephen Horton would be found guilty and he would face the harshest punishment. I don't think he will come out of this. I don't know if you get a death sentence, but I'm sure he will definitely get a life sentence at the very least. And this, I'm hoping, would bring a form of closure to the family of Tamera Washington. But like I've been saying, the harm has already been done. And they could get closure from his sentencing, but it can't turn back the hands of time. It's so sad, especially for her kids. RIP to Tamera Washington, and like I've been saying, keep an eye out. You never know who is capable of what. That's not to blame the victim, but it's just to highlight the fact that there are a lot of crazy things going on out there, and sometimes a little paranoia can make a difference for you. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet done so. Turn on post notifications, share content, and hey, support our campaign against femicide by just going to the comment section and type in "say no to femicide" and what do you think about all this? This is a femicide actually. And honestly, I'm disgusted at the way a lot of women are having their lives taken at the hands of men for various reasons. And I feel that it shouldn't be like that. That is how come I've launched this campaign. It's not that other lives of other genders don't matter, no, but this is the more prevalent one. We need your help in this regard by just pushing the campaign out there. It would make a difference, I believe. Until we come your way next time, stay safe out there. We'll catch you.